welcome back to another episode on the Solent Warrior. We've got the fish locker out of us today. John's been down having a few meetings this morning, so we're using the time to go out.
You sound so professional.
Yeah, we're using the time to get out and do a bit of tope fishing this afternoon. We've got quite a strong easterly to northeasterly. We're hoping it swings down a little bit more northerly, but there's plenty of places to get out of the wind, see if we can find a big fish. John wants to have one on spinning rod, which
my plan today, I have brought some beautiful Cornish mackerel.
it is key. If you want a big tope,
this is going to be my secret weapon, hopefully. If it doesn't work, I won't even show you this.
Yeah. It is key down here. This time of year, John will get lots of mackerel down in Cornwall, but we don't have them quite yet. We're looking at about another 2 or 3 weeks. We should start seeing them trickling through with the bass. Let's get out there. We have got to where we need to be. I'm just going to show you what we're doing. Just to start with, we're going to drift. We found a deep hole and we're going to drift through it. So all I've got is our John got some nice fresh mackerel yesterday. And that's on a wire tippet. And I'm using a 2030 Penn Regiment boat series. And at the moment, we're in the hole, we're in 80 foot of water and we're drifting at 0.5 of a knot. Where basically it's just the wind and the tide sort of keeping us in the same place. Till the tide swings around properly and we can anchor properly. You can see it's a little bit sloppy out here at the moment. It's going to get a little bit worse the next hour or so, but we're just fine. As long as we get a little bit northerly, which it's due to do, just fine. What I'm going to do, now I can see where we're drifting, I'm going to go back to where I started, and I know that we're going to drift through the right part of this hole, pick up a tope.
I am going to do my things slightly different, just because I like to be awkward. I'm going to try heavy mono trace. Now, sometimes when the tide is a little bit slack, it can be a little bit finicky. I'm going to try them on that. I might get bitten off. If I do, then I've been an idiot and I need to go higher. We'll find out.
Yeah. Right, we'll move up and we'll start the drift. Yeah, the reason we're having a drift at the moment, I don't want to stick the anchor in on the best part of the bank for when the tide turns the next half an hour and kicks us straight off where we need to be. So while we're slack like this, we're just going to have a little trot around. Once the tide picks up and we're getting up to maybe a knot, then we'll think about putting the anchor in because we'll know exactly where we need to sit then.
Whenever you try and do it when the tide, when the wind and the tide are arguing, you just end up spinning round and all your lines get tangled and it's mad. Better off waiting that extra half an hour to get lined up to get yourself the best fishing. It's frustrating sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And yet there's times before where I've done it and I've thought, I'll chance it and I'll put it down a little bit early, and every single time I'm like, I should have waited.
Just in case you're not set up to make your own rigs for tope fishing. A lot of people do it a different way. Some people use wire, some people use heavy mono. I like to use wire. If you're from the local area, get yourself to Rover's Tackle. They say they'll sell pre-made tope rigs. Now these are, I think they're 8.0 circle hooks. And it's basically a locked in lead on a ledger. And they are perfect rigs for a big tope. You do get rays where we're fishing at the moment, so I'm not going to rule out rays. So all I'm doing, when I can feel a couple of thuds, just giving it line. Give it line, give it time. Let that fish eat. With the circle hooks, once that bait is in the fish's mouth, if you just pull up into the fish, it'll turn the hook in the corner of the fish's mouth. There you go. Go on. How strange. Ooh. I think I've got something very small on it. What's this? I caught a bream on a whole mackerel flapper. Oh, you haven't.
No, whatever it is down there, it's going for this little tiny mackerel bit.
I don't know what I've picked up there. Nothing, but look at that. Half the mackerel's gone. So we've got the tope already following the banks.
I wouldn't be surprised if I've only got the hook left.
Yeah. That was a semi-decent bite there. Oh, straight on it again. Oh no! Strange. You're in? Got our first tope on.
Turn that blooming clicker off. You do me a favour, you just go in my rucksack if I put my gloves on.
Yeah.
See, the problem I've got now is that you said the right thing there. You were like, give it time, give it light. Because I'm using mono, I can't do that.
No.
Because if this fish gets the mono in between its teeth, it's going to bite it off. So I've got to, as soon as I get a bite, have a good go at it.
Where are your gloves?
Somewhere inside the main part. It's not doing any real screaming things.
No. I think he's probably gonna see the boat in a minute.
It's not bad.
Not bad, yeah? We're in there.
Oh, that's why I'm trying to avoid getting caught up in this other line.
Ah.
Sorry. Just round it.
Oh, no. Give it out, mate. Right, we're in a situation now. You want to move up?
It's just caught on the lead.
No, I don't want it.
Typical, like a rapid slapping toe up in it. Yeah, I'm going to do it on that spinning, was it?
Yeah.
Now that I kind of know what the tide's doing,
Yeah.
hopefully that line
Are we looking for depth? We're good at the moment.
is just round the spinning rod line, was just on the lead.
Spun up. I think.
Oh no.
Is it spun up?
Oh no.
Right. You get this. We're in a situation here.
Right. Just check under this.
Yeah. Right, that one's free. We'll get this untangled. There's the tope.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and they are just terrible for this. It's just wrapped itself up in everything. We'll get it untangled. I've untangled the fish. They'll just roll and roll and roll. So all you've got to do is just pin them to the deck and just use the pair of scissors to snip all the line away. And I've got it over the side now, so it's breathing. So it's getting plenty of oxygen and water over its gills. And there you are. It's calmed right down. There's the mono trace. I don't know if you can see it, just at the corner of its mouth by my thumb. So I've just managed to get this one. Like I was saying with the difference between the wire and the mono, you can't give it any time to take the bait. You need to be right on it. So, yeah. I'm not going to say it was lucky. But yeah, it was lucky.
Nice fish.
Not bad for a first one. Yeah. I want to get a measure on that actually, because if it's if it's long enough, I might put a node tag in it.
What is it 4 foot? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hooks out.
Right, fork to tail.
Fork to nose.
Fork to nose, sorry.
106.
106.
Bit
So
too small. Bit too small.
yeah, 3.5.
Send this girl back. Straight down the right your line. That's just small foot tight.
Good. I mean, we'll see how the next half an hour goes, but this might be part 2 of Solent Warrior Thief Fish Locker.
I noticed you've started this competition when I haven't got a rod in the water. Yeah, all I'm doing is just knocking up a wire trace with a set of crimping pliers.
I think there's some cuttle down there, you know.
Just heavy and then light. Oh, the beasts. Oh.
They are the nuts. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Take it. Take it. Are you going to have it or not?
That scrappy pack to open it.
Yeah.
I was saying that with that other one that I've just had there, I was expecting it to have done more. It wasn't until it had a slap round on the boat that he decided it was going to go anywhere.
Yeah. One for the camera.
Turn the camera on.
For what?
So you can see what you've caught.
Just a little bit of weed.
Well, someone had to catch a dogfish.
Dogfish on the drift.
Dogfish on the drift. On like on an 8-0 circle on a full mackerel flapper. Cannot get away from it. Get a head start, mate, because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Only once I get this wire trace up, I'm taking no prisoners. Ideally, using circle hooks like we are, we're hoping to hook the fish up in the corner of the mouth. That one of mine, it didn't, it took it inside the mouth. So I was extra lucky to land it on the mono.
Yeah, but it's very chafed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, if it had been 100 instead of 200, that mono would have gone. Everybody's got to go to Norway.
Oh, they're the Vikings. Yeah.
Squall 2 Viking edition. Now we're 30-50 is a bit of a stick.
Yeah.
Good for content. Yeah, this is the 2030. Most of my shaddy, most of the codfish in it are out there.
It's on that, yeah. The tidy rod.
Well, it's Mark has a 16, fits perfectly. Yeah. If you, imagine if you get lashed into a 200-pound alligator, you probably should have.
Yeah.
Everything else. To be that 40-50-pound cod, the raw so fine.
We're just coming into the kill zone now.
Right. See what time that leader on. I'm going to try using one of these from Rovers. Mainly because I'm not going through all the rigmarole and tying up another rig and letting Dave have a drift without me having a chance of catching one as well.
Well, I've only had 3 drifts so far without you being in the water, and I still haven't managed to catch a tope. 40-foot vessel. No, he's hooked yet. No, he's
That's
hooked.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I even hooked the tope, am I bringing out a boulder?
If you've got my rigging on that, I'd stop it more than that.
Yeah. Could be a ray, you know. Oh.
Turn round. Yeah, now he knows.
Yeah.
It's probably just like,
Yeah, what's going on? I'll try and keep that clicker off as best as I can, but when he's running. Right. Right now.
all for dramatic effect. Put them crimping pliers away. It's one of the things that you need to kind of get into the good mindset of, is good housekeeping.
Yeah.
Because this could be a 40-50 pound shark. And when you're handling it like this, you don't want to be tripping over things like loose ropes or boxes or buckets or leads, or so yeah, everything on our working area here in front of us needs to be cleared out of the way.
I reckon he's tangled up now.
Coming in.
I can hear him. I can feel him spinning. I can't hear him spinning.
Right. Have a bite of this. I did offer one to Dave, but he's on a strict no Danish diet.
No. That's leader. I thought he's wrapped. Oh, the baby.
Have you seen when you've hooked it?
Yeah.
I don't think that counts. Right, what you've
Well, I
got
mean,
to be careful of is when they're this size, when they're less than 20 pounds, you can lift them up like this, there's no real drama. Whenever they're heavier, you need to support their organs, you need to support their stomachs. This one here, you're more likely to get bitten by one this size than a real big one, just because they've got a shorter turning circle. He's been on that bait and just ragged it, and he's just been rolling on it.
there you go. That's hooked out.
To me. To you. To me.
There you go.
There you go.
He's only a baby. I wouldn't even give him £10. But gnarly.
Off the board.
It's off the board.
Oh, on the board, off the board.
Off the yeah. I don't know if you can see the teeth in that camera. They're like little pins. They're not like big shark teeth, but hundreds and thousands of little pins in there.
Send it that way, so don't back my line, please.
I'm just gonna take this. It's got like a
Oh, louse.
little louse on it. There we go. Right.
He didn't even know it was up.
He didn't even know he was hooked, no. Scrappy for such a little fish, but hooked in the side like that. They feel a lot stronger than they are. I'm going to give you another couple of minutes because we haven't quite gone up the bank yet, so I'm just going to...
You're going to wait for me to snag up and lose this rig as
Yes,
well.
that's exactly it. You took the lid off?
No.
Yeah? What class is that spinning rod?
Maybe like 30 gram.
Yeah. 30 grand.
done blue sharks on it.
I do, yeah.
As long as it's not someone that's going to go in the reef or a wreck.
Yeah.
As long as you
Play
can
it out.
just play it out.
Yeah.
The difficulty that you're going to face is setting the hook into it. Because if you've got a hard part of the mouth.
At the moment, we've got wind across tide, not over tide, but so we've got the tide running east, and we've got the wind coming south-southeast. So it's going to be a real struggle to anchor this mark properly without the rods all sort of coming out the side of the boat. I think the wind is going to overtake the tide on this mark at the moment. We're still only drifting at 7 knots, 0.7 of a knot.
You said 7 knots?
7 knots, yeah. Around the back of the island, I've been sharking, and you know, you're 5, 6 knots. But you don't realise until you see a pot buoy go past.
It's got a bow wave on it.
It's got a bow wave on it. It's like, bloody hell. Well, we missed. I was just setting up a bream rig, and oh, it's off. No, it's not. That's a better fish.
Not bad. Not bad. We'll do a favour. I'm just holding mine down there for an extra second in case there's one minute.
I was just setting up a bream rig. We're getting quite rattly bites when we're coming through the drift. You in? No. Oh. How strange is this fight?
Stay with it. Just drop it.
Just the next bream?
No, I think that's the good. Kept like chasing it, sticking on it, chasing it.
It's a better fish.
I can tell that, just go quiet.
But he's spinning around and big head shake, so you think, oh, it's gone. No, he's back. He's gone. He's back.
This on the wall.
Get that liquor off.
Yeah, that flicker off. Call him, male or female?
Male.
Feel fat and heavy, or does it feel like it's dogged?
Do you want to just start the boat, just edge us around that way, because we're going to come up on that.
I've got faith in you.
Have you got faith?
Yeah,
All
I've
right.
got faith.
How's the drift look? We've got a while.
We're going that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
we'll-
yeah, it's
we'll
spun
miss-
round
we'll
now,
miss
isn't
it.
it?
You might notice in the videos that, like when we're busy, we're like a meerkat constantly, just like this. And it's proper situational awareness. Because there is a reef, there's a dry reef over there about maybe 150 to 200 metres away. Where if we weren't paying attention, we ended up on top of it. The boat was trying to. Now, do you want me to spin around so that I can land it, or are you alright? Right,
That'll be good.
you're moving it. Nice fish. Yeah, nice one. That's a nice fish.
I want that leader knot.
Yeah.
There we go.
How do you want me best doing this? Tailing it and bringing it aboard or what?
Yeah, I think tailing it. That's a big fish.
I'd have done that on spinning rod.
It's a big tope.
Ooh, I'd have done that on spinning rod, no bother.
Out. You just stand out. That's my. Get it.
That's a big chop, that.
That, I think, is probably the biggest tope I've caught.
That'll be like a 50, 60.
That's a 50, 60 pound fish. Are you alright?
Yeah, mate. if you can.
Do you need me to?
I'm worried about that line of accident. Right. You want to just take a pair of scissors and just snip your leader down low.
Okay.
I'll reach down and I'll lift the fishing rod.
Right, rod's out the way.
You stash all the gear.
Get that net out of the way. Right, you good to go? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just it's timing it right.
Oh my god. You got him?
Yeah. That's a big tope.
That is a big tope.
Yeah, that's a big one. Right.
That's why the fight's that weird.
You see what I was saying about when it's a big one, you need to support its organs. So now that I've got it board, I'll just sit it down on the deck.
Jesus Christ.
All we've done there, I talked about the smaller tope earlier, that you can just lift them aboard. This is a heavier fish. She's used to the weight of the water supporting her organs. So if you lift her up by her tail or anything like that and you don't support her, you can cause damage. That's the last thing we want to do. These larger fish, they're cartilaginous, they've got no rib cage, they've got nothing protecting them, so we're going to have to be really careful with it on the sides. She is sat perfectly happy and calm now on the deck. We've just wet a towel, put it over her head, the same as you would do like with putting a towel over a dog's cage or like with a horse with blinkers on. It's calmed it right down. So it's allowed us to unlock it, measure it. I'm just going to take the girth, that was 156 centimetres.
156.
I'm just going to very gently slide this tape underneath her.
It's the girth that's,
She is well fed.
yeah.
And then all of this is going to have been done within 2 minutes of coming on board the boat. 76 centimetres girth.
76 centimetres.
And really quickly we'll stick another tag in this one. She's
Yeah.
easily big enough. And that is tag number 420271.
In the true fish locker style, it's rigged and ready to go.
Like that. Bit of elastic band on that.
Lovely.
And further down. Let it come down underneath the corner, please.
Look at that. For a tope.
This is the dangerous end.
Right, she's going back and I'm going to blast her through. She's been out of the water for a little while, so a good shock of oxygenated water over her gills is what she needs.
Perfect. Saw there how that burst of water as it went in its first, she was straight off. That is I could have done that.
Ah! Well, we better get back round for another drift.
Yeah. Sort out this carnage, get another tag on there, fill out the card. Sorry for anybody who doesn't know, these tags that we do are for NOAA and record things like the length, the girth, the sex, the location, any noticeable features on it, so that if anybody recatches this fish, they can measure things like growth rates or diversity of sex on a location to see if all the females hold up and the males hold up, migration patterns, all those type of good things that the marine scientists need. Which is actually, it's all angler-led data.
We've done loads of this tagging all around the world. The last session we done together, I think, tagging was in South Africa, where we were tagging sharks a lot bigger than that.
Right, let's go.
Yes.
Don't mind it as long as an 80-pound soap beats it way up. Of course it is. Of course it is. Greedy thing.
Greedy thing. You're fully aware that we were filming.
I was just thinking, many swear words. Many swear words.
Right, we're going to stick the hook in. But we're gonna stick the hook in the deep section because up on the edges are very rough and rugged. and we could lose the anchor. So
Sorry, I'm just going to make as much noise as possible here in the background.
So what we're going to do is get as much rope out as we can, because we're going to be anchoring in 100 foot.
Are you ready to go?
No. Let me come
It's all about the angle at which the boat is pulling at the anchor. So when?
Yeah, go on.
5 foot.
Yeah. You're already on the bottom, yeah?
Oh yeah. I'll point out of here double time if you just make sure there's no tangles. Where's the end of it? Are you tied off or not?
Not tied off yet, but there's loads of rope. What depth are we in at the moment? Are we over our lines?
We're 80 foot.
Do you want to stick it in reverse a bit?
Oh, we're drifting back.
Oh, we are, yeah.
Yeah, we are. How much you got left?
Loads.
5, there's an extra 50 foot.
Right, okay. I'll make it up.
Yeah, mate. Like I say, it all depends on the angle at which you've got your anchor in. If you consider that's the water column, it wants to be a shallower angle. So you're dragging the anchor into the ground. If you're too tight of an angle like that, it will just bounce it out. You want to pull it. Yep. Just don't run the engine, whatever you do. All you've done is as your ankle's gone in, you've just got a belly of rope.
Out for a minute.
We should drift over the top of it and then pull tight.
Clearing it now, aren't we? He's so eager, look, we haven't even sat back on the anchor yet and he's got a bait in.
Alright.
Eager beaver. And look at that.
That's exactly why I'm dropping down. You've seen it. You've seen what I've
There's a
seen.
tope on the bottom.
You're just about 20 seconds behind me, mate. Putting the engine down now, because even though it's not running, you can use it as a rudder. So if you consider that the boat is sat in the tide and the tide's running past it, by moving where the engine's facing, you can steer the boat around.
Job. Got that time. Hey.
Okay.
Oh. He don't know he's hooked yet.
Oh, he
does now.
Might cut my drag off a tiny.
He said he wanted a tope on a spinning gear.
Yeah. Yeah, drag it up. I'm glad at least that it's gone out inside and it's not run up to anchor rope.
Yeah.
That would have messed things up a little bit.
Well, you haven't finished yet.
So it was a strange old bite with it because it just like ragged and knocked and ragged and knocked, and I pulled it up to see if I could get away from it. Because if it was a doggy, lifted it up off the bottom, generally you'll get away from the dogs.
Yeah.
Whereas a tope will follow the bait up. And
Well, you already are. I ain't a bad one, you know, for the spinning rod. I thought it was going to squirrel. Older than that. Oh, he just hooked, John.
Don't you mess up my top. This is where Dave gets bitten.
Yeah.
Top on a spinning rod.
Completed it, mate.
Tick.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Sorry for inviting through my extra tufts. The 2 ticks and I'll just drop it straight back. Just dancing around.
No way. That silence as soon as you put a cloth over its head.
Not a bad trick there, is it? What you missed with that was, because it's such a flexible rod, because it's only like a 30-40 gram spinning rod, you can't set the hook like a strike. I had to point it at it like that, wind the handle so the line was tight, and then kind of, so you set the hook on the reel, not on the rod.
Yeah, too much flex. You'll notice that tope has gone silent now. I've just plopped a wet cloth over it. Plopped a wet cloth over its face.
First male as well.
Huh?
The other 2 females.
Yeah.
One, 2. I don't know if you can see, but the end of their snout is almost translucent. And all down the side of where its eye is, I've just got little tiny pits.
Do you reckon mating marks here?
Electroreceptors, possibly. Been scrapping up against another one. Yeah. Perfect little marine predators. Off.
Is that 2 all? Yeah, mine counts as 5. Right, I'm going to get another. Am I going to get another tope rod set up, or am I going to get a bream rod in? I'm going to get a bream rod in.
This has always been that. I don't think you're baiting on the bottom there.
You know, right?
This has always been the type of fishing that I found quite amusing. And it's been that you're fishing in shallow water with like 2 pound of lead for a 6 ounce fish.
Yeah.
I have to just mess with this jointy angle bit. I am going to, well, I'm going to persevere with the spinning rod because I want to get a decent torque on it. But I am going to rig up another rod to go on like a proper bait. The reason why Dave and I deliberated about putting the anchor down was because we were drifting, we could get away with a lighter lead.
Yeah.
Now that you're stationary and the full movement of water is passing you, you've got to use more lead. So using the spinning rod now, whereas before I was getting away with like 6-8 ounces, I'd have to use a pound and a half lead.
Yeah, but I think we're on the strongest bit of the tide now, so it can only get better from there.
There you go.
There you go. Let him eat, mate. Let him eat. Too quick on that one. I haven't got wire on that, so I'm trying not to let him eat too much. I don't want that bait to go right down in its mouth. I want him to get hold of the bait, so when I strike, that circle hook turns in the corner of the mouth, and the mono is safe for the whole fight.
I think so. It's just that far away. I couldn't. Yeah, I've connected with it now.
He saw I had a bite, and his lead just went trundling right down next to
I
mine.
just saw. I'll let that one go a little bit further back. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Come on, look. Yeah, again, like I was saying, I've had to let this lead trot back, just because it's a lighter lead because it's on the spinny rod.
What are you on now on that lead?
I don't know. Same as before, it might be. Oh,
That's a better fish.
I'm not
And it
yet
was at
saying-
this point he knew.
I'm not yet saying I regret my decision because, like I said, the beauty about tope, they're not going to run in a wreck. So hopefully, I just need to play it out. I mean, yeah, when you're playing them in a strong tide, if you get a real fat one and it decides it wants to be down there, there's not much you can do to stop it on a 40 gram skinny.
Look at it bending.
This is a conflict elite.
I tell you what though, I don't think they'll scrap as hard because you're not dragging it up so quick. They're not going for them diving runs.
Also, I'm not sure whether or not, I'm trying not to let it roll up.
Yeah.
If your rod's too stiff and it can't pull against it, that's
It'll
what
just start rolling, yeah.
I'm hoping that by. But yeah, I really had to set that up just because it was that far away. There was that much of a belly in my line.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've got another one. Okay. Got it. Drop it back.
No, it feels,
It's a big bait, that.
it feels like you might be.
Warship trumpeter, Southampton, BTS, channel 16.
All right. You're going to find the yours one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Hit one pearl one. Because it looked like there's a lot of what me and Dave are doing here. We've been
Southampton, BTS. Can you go to channel 12, please? Channel 12 for traffic.
Shut up.
fishing together for years, so it's kind of intuitive. Going under and over to make sure that that rod didn't get wrapped up with this fish. Dave just let that lead off to get it all the way back there. That will angle that camera over there. You know, this fish coming up because it's not a bad fish here. Oh, and it's going back down again. That's a
Oh,
nice
it ain't a bad fish.
No, it's a nice looking fish. Oh. Get away from them lines. There's not much I can do. I've had to just hold on to the line. Now this is why.
This is what, yeah.
Think about the size of fish that you're likely to catch, and then pick your tackle to get the maximum fun from it.
It's not a bad fish.
Just touch that leader for me. Right, catches the caught fish. Oh no! Oh, spinner. Do you want me to grab one of it with a pair of gloves?
To lay up a little bit, and I'll be able to get him.
I don't even know where my gloves are, mate. Just 1 second.
Right, ready?
Yep. So, Not a bad fish.
Not a bad
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah, we got a tag in that. As soon as you see it up. Dave's just put a towel. Yeah, look. Dave's just put a towel over its head there. That calms them straight down. All we're going to do is just unclip the trace, move the rods and everything out of the way, unhook the fish, and then we'll deal with it because I am going to tag that one as well. Because we're dealing with wire, I don't want to use gloves because the slightest little burr that comes out of them wires, it just sticks straight in your fingers. No. All the sleepy towels all wrapped up in it.
The sleepy towel.
It's forever going to be known as. There we go. You go to sleep. There, look.
Female?
Yeah.
Right.
The lice on it.
Putting it down with a towel over its head like that. It must just be that it blinkers it, but yeah, it just comes straight down. There you go. That's a little bit of an edit you can put in rather than the last one where it was like. A real quick chat about this rig while that tope is semi-calm. Just a locked-in lead part. This, in fact, I've just adapted one of those Rovers rigs. Knocked it up myself a little bit, shortened it so it was on a spinning rod. And yeah, just a circle.
Right.
Tape measure.
Are you getting tagged?
Yes.
Right, let me take over the film.
Ready?
Yeah.
I had these tape measures made up for a shark competition that we run at. Shooting shows you how to measure them. Now we'll take two different measurements to be able to calculate its weight. One of them is its length from its nose to the fork and its tail, and the other one its girth around the widest part. You know that I'm talking about.
How's that sleepy cloth getting on?
As soon as I started talking, about her weight, she started. You just. It needs to be wetter. We've got 126.
126.
Yeah, 126. And
I'm gonna have to speed you along a little bit there, mate.
50.
126.50.
And the tag number is 420272.
You've got a bite as well. It's a beautiful fish, mate.
Ready?
Beautiful.
So I've stuck a bream rig down as well as the tope rig, because what I've always found is when you've got big mackerel baits in the water, the bream will follow that scent right up as well. And if the bream are around, the tope are around. That's what they'll be in here feeding on at the moment. We don't have mackerel locally here yet. One or two's coming out, but what the tope will do at the beginning of the season is come into all the inshore reefs for these bream. Yeah, I think it's a dogfish. It's the bream.
Nice one, John.
Another fish?
Yeah.
There's your bream. Hey! Nice bar of soap with pins in it. There you go. Right, I'm just going to put them in a bucket of water for a minute.
Is it a baby bullets?
Looks
Just
a real husk, doesn't it?
really spotty doggy. Just an incredibly greedy one.
Is it a dog?
Yeah, it's a doggy.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's a dogfish.
Yeah, dog. Right, I need to check my tote bait because
Look at a big hook.
I've got a funny feeling I haven't got any bait on. We're we've been in it for about 5 minutes. We were just trying to get the camera going. Of course, I was on the phone. I'm over the top with it all. There we go. This feels like another big fish.
I did think you should go big or go home, so you put a big bait down.
It's got a massive bait, so whatever was going to take it had to be a big fish.
I've gone back to my spinning rod, so I've got a little bait out. You've caught my fish.
I think you were catching my fish when I was on the phone. Yeah, you can tell it's a big fish because of the head shakes. You almost get slack when it swings its head one way, then swings it back. You get a bit of slack in the line.
You can tell by how big it is by how much of its head. If it's like a small head, it's a small shape.
And he's all over the place.
As am I.
You all right? The camera's going to be swinging around all over the place. See if we can keep them on this side. I was trying to deter the dogfish with bigger baits, and it seems to have done the trick.
We didn't even have the camera on for them. We've had about, well, 7.
Yeah. Keep him over here.
No.
Have I? No?
I've let the lines out so you can come underneath them, but I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Colour?
You need to come back on this side.
No, I can't at the moment.
That is a nice one. Mackerel, you know.
Aye. Fancy tailing it?
Give me 2 seconds, I want to get the spring rod out of there. You can leave that top rod out just in case one of that spring rod right in the floor.
Come on over your mouth, son.
Try and lead it round
You want it around that side?
on this side, yeah. Look at all this carnage of it.
Got a second wind. He's off again. Up he comes. He's another big girl. Ooh.
Not as big as your last one, but it's a nice one. I'll give
Phil.
When they're tired, they almost sit upright at once.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a bit of slack. There you go. There we go.
It's not going to do you any favours. Just admit you beat.
There she is. So we've got $142 to the fork. And do you do your girth just behind the pecs?
Behind the peck in front of the dorsal.
No.
Sorry, mate. I've just come in and completely caused chaos.
Right, you've got it. Where is it? There it is.
Just jiggle it through. Behind the pecs in front of the dorsal.
Right, the girth, we are at 57. So 142 and 57.
And your tag number is 420273.
That's shark tagged. Whew.
1 second before we forget, what was that sizes?
147
147 fork.
and 52. $57.
Female, male.
Female.
Female, brilliant. One tag left. I'm going to be saving that for a monster.
What end is that?
The pointy end. We'll get an absolute flipping giant.
Yeah.
Let's save this one, because otherwise we'll use it up on a small one and then we'll catch a monster.
Turn that camera up a little bit.
It's alright, you're the...
There we go.
Come this way, come this way. To me, to you. There you go.
Right, she's going back. I quite like it when they go back on the top and they'll swim off for a while. I quite like that. Whew. Thank you very much.
Right, I've just got myself a fresh bait in there that's going to be going on my spinning rod.
After 4 or 5 bream reefs getting smashed up. That's a better fish, isn't it? That's a better fish.
No, not necessarily, it's just full of beans.
There you go. Might pay to get him up on that side of the boat. Yeah, I think it'll. Hey up, John. He ain't a small fish, is he?
Maybe not.
He's pulled the boat round.
I was just kind of thinking, oh shit, right, I'm going to have to under them one. Thank you very much.
Right, mind that other line there as well.
You see it on sound? Oh god, it's still at 60.
It's at 60, yeah. I'm going to get this one in. Because looks like a better fish.
This is on the J hook as well, I think.
Is it on J, yeah?
Tell you what, it's running around the houses, this one. That's a nice fish.
Let's get that out of the
I
way.
don't know as big as yours, but it's a nice fish.
Can you see him?
Yeah. Right under the boat now. There's the man.
Oh yeah.
Angle your camera down for a minute. Right, let's see it again.
Oh, it is a nice fish. That is a nice fish.
This might be a camera and hand job now, mate.
Ooh. You want him on? Yeah, we're getting him on.
Yeah, go on then. That's a nice top. It's a 40-pound top, that.
I'm getting in the net, you know.
No.
No?
That thing will turn your net into rubble.
Right.
It's played out now, like.
Okay.
Do you want to lead him or do you want me to?
Well, I don't want to lose your fish.
It's alright for me to lose yours.
It's on a J hook. Yeah, it's a nice. That's a nice tone.
I'll go for it. Scrapped himself out now.
Yeah.
He's laying there playing possum and he'll be like, what's this? He's laid there with his eye closed. He's like, just wait until John comes anywhere near me. I'm going to bite his hand off. Angle that camera on, mate.
There we go.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a bit more weight there than I thought.
Yeah. Well, now that's under control.
It is amazing how it works. Like I was having a hell of a job getting the hook out and then moving it round, and then literally as soon as you put that towel on it, pardon you, there look, just
Easy.
you'll
Right.
see that when I brought it, when I brought it aboard, I tried to support it and then just put it flat on the deck. And literally the safest thing you can do to stop the fish from flapping around and banging everything else is I literally went either side of it and just pressed down on like that. Now I'm not raxing it about, I'm just solid. And I've tried to explain this about diving before. If you're in a relaxed state, they're more relaxed. If you're all panicky, I think they can sense it and they're a little bit more. Yeah, beautiful fish again.
I think that's our last tag, isn't it?
We're going to use it, we're going to catch a bigger one.
Aye.
Work with what you've got. I might not get another one. $142.
142. Right.
Write that down because we've got that many tags now, I don't want to mix them up.
Yeah.
The reason why we're putting them in at an angle is because if you think about the fish swimming through the water that way, you put the tag in so it's hydrodynamic. That way like that. Tag number is 420274. There you go.
Lovely fish, mate.
Now, unfortunately, we lost the footage of John releasing his fish, but it went back nice and strong. Well, the tope have gone off the feed, and the bream are just shredding all the big baits now. So that is pretty much us done. There's not much tide in here now. We're nearly on slack. So we fished the whole of the flood. We've done well. We must have had 12 or 13 tope.
Yeah, a dozen at least doggies, a handful of bream.
A handful of bream.
Timed it perfectly to get here right at the turn of the tide.
Yeah.
Fished on the drift while we could, and then put the anchor down, and then now we're pulling the anchor back up when the tide's easing off. So yeah, it's worked perfectly.
Unless there's a little sign at the top of here now saying don't go away, then we haven't had any more fish. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It's completely free and it's a massive help to the channel. See you on the next one.